Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Heir of Seleucids here. I know, should be Carthage, but you know what? We need to play some Carthage. It's been a long time since we've done that on the channel. Maybe that'll be my next campaign, is another big like Rome 2 Carthage campaign of some sort. But hey, we are on a roll here. We have got our enemies on the run, and I feel like we are making really good progress. Egypt is kind of backed into a corner. It looks like Numidia owns some of this territory around them. I don't guess I have eyes on that. That's interesting. House of Scipii has already destroyed Carthage, most likely, which just goes to show you what happens when you leave Carthage in control of the wrong people, folks. You got Romans all over the place. It's a mess. I don't recommend it. In any case, we're going to be retraining. Pontus has some troops in the vicinity. I don't think we're technically at war with them right now. Look at that, Thrace in control of Byzantium. We have an army here, and then we are sieging the Armenians at Colchis, and we are sieging the Parthians at Fraspa. It makes me really wonder if the Parthians really do own the settlement way up here, because man, that sucks. If I have to march all the way up there to kill their settlement, that is going to be like intensely frustrating. But we have a couple of settlements back here that we can take away from Parthia. And in the meantime, we're about ready to lay siege to the Memphis and the surrounding territory. In fact, we can go ahead and attack this army, probably. Depends, I guess, on what kind of, how many chariots they got. Chariots, chariot archers. Well, yeah, there's a few chariots. We should be able to take care of business here. There are some Bedouin warriors, a light cav, and then Bedouin archers. We could grab a Bedouin archer here. This would not hurt anything to grab a couple of mercs here. We are sitting on a mountain of cash anyway, and so we might as well. Let's go ahead and attack the Egyptians here outside of Memphis and force this battle. Looks like they don't even have a leader here, it's just a captain. They've got some desert cav, some thrashed Egyptian chariots. And then the reinforcements are a couple of leaders, so this is going to be 2 more Egyptian chariot generals. They have some Pharaoh's bowmen here. That's terrifying. If they're starting to crank out Pharaoh's bowmen, then we got here just in time, because we do not want to be fighting stacks of those. They are pretty well armored, and they have absurd range and are very dangerous units. Very dangerous units indeed. Hey, I've got something fun coming up for you. I did some filming. So by the way, obviously I took a break over the weekend. It has still been absolutely crazy for me at work. And I do like making videos, but I've just been so busy at work that I just take a little extra time for myself to make sure that I've regained my sanity during the weekend. So apologize that there wasn't any content there for you over the weekend, but don't worry, I'm never going to be gone for too long at a time. My work is starting to settle back in. I've gotten through a good portion of the kind of messy space that I've been in terms of just time-critical projects, and I'm still going to be quite busy for a good while. I don't think there's ever a time when I'm not, which is why you get paid to do a job, right? I don't think anybody wants to pay you to sit around and do nothing. Which is unfortunate, because that might be pretty easy, although probably quite boring. Here we go. I am set. I am going to put my archers and peltast into a defensive stance, and same thing with my Bedouin archers here. And let's go ahead and start yield battle. The reinforcements are coming in from behind them. Are they bum rushing me? I can't tell. If they are, it's kind of good, because I can kind of just wheel up into position. Man, they are coming straight at me right now. I mean, if you want to go full Leroy Jenkins, I'm here for it. Like, I am absolutely here for it. Lower the pikes, and let's encourage that Egyptian chariot to go ahead and go full YOLO if they so choose. I guess they're just going to wheel up within range and stop. That's even better. I mean, you might as well just run into Sarissa's and get it over with quick instead of taking an arrow to the eye or something. Seems a little bit crazy. They do have some slingers moving up, but I'm not concerned about the slingers. I'm gonna let my archers continue firing at those chariots. I got our horse archers over here. Man, horse archers got some range. I'm gonna kind of scoot this way. Looks like the Egyptians like kind of came right up in my face, but then decided maybe they don't want to have a date with a bunch of like pointy sticks. I mean, I encourage them to do so if that's what they so desire, but had my units on skirmish, so one of them pulled back, kind of all stupid. I'm gonna have to move those forward and then keep firing. Oh wow, yeah. I don't know what this is either, but these desert cavalry, it was very kind of themselves to sacrifice themselves. Maybe these guys just wanted to meet Set sooner or something. I don't know what the reasoning is there. Got a militia cavalry over here as well. What are these guys doing? And what do they hope to accomplish by this? Okay, we are under fire actually by enemy skirmishers. I might go ahead and loosen my formation. Because the Egyptians have decided to start firing at me, so I'm gonna loosen my formation. Same thing here, I'm gonna loosen up the formation here, and we'll just pick a target and start firing. Alright, my archers have repositioned. They're now in a very loose formation and can start returning fire into the Egyptian formation. The Egyptians are kind of split right now between shooting my infantry and shooting my archers. Whenever I went into loose formation, they seem to have maybe started shooting some of my infantry. I like how they're bringing like everything towards my horse archers, so the AI at least feels some of the same anxiety that I do about horse archers. Try and do some good damage to those chariots. Oh, what are they gonna do? Don't go into the side of my phalanx. That's evil. You're supposed to go right into the front, okay? Right into the front. Wow, they got a pretty good fight going there. I don't know what the Egyptians are doing. Like, they need to commit to a strategy here. They can't seem to decide what they're doing, which is just leaving them under heavy missile fire. And I don't think it's going particularly well for them. They're down 25% of their troops. I'm only down 5%. So the Egyptians are definitely taking the worst of this. This is Nubian cavalry. Yes, please do. Like, just full YOLO. No, don't stop. Don't stop. You're very close. There you go. Yeah, nice. Excellent. Fantastic work. I think their army like doesn't know whether to attack or to sit back and skirmish. I think they want to skirmish, but it's just not gonna. Oh, there's those Pharaoh's bowmen. I got a present for those. We're gonna go hit those Pharaoh's bowmen with some scythe chariots. Okay, so it looks like the AI is kind of attacking now, like actually committing to it. All right. I'm gonna swing the scythe chariots out here. We're gonna give these Pharaoh's bowmen a little bit of a present. It's more of a present for me, but you know, I'm okay with it, one way or the other. Here it comes. Scythe them. Yes. Oh man, such a high value unit. It's gonna get absolutely cooked by those scythe chariots too. That was beautiful. Lovely, lovely stuff there. Alright, the AI is pretty much in shambles here. And I'm gonna run down their remaining units. That was awesome, man. We like absolutely shredded that Pharaoh's bowman. That was beautiful. There goes a few more units. I don't know what we can catch or if we can catch stuff. I'm gonna kind of just keep swinging my chariots through these routing units. Not all of them are routing, so yeah, like right there, they're trying to put their pikes down on me. But I'm gonna use my chariots to run down some of these fleeing units, have a little fun here. Imagine trying to run away from the battlefield and getting chased down by these chariots, like just sliced to bits, run over. I mean, this is some gruesome stuff. And you know, I would feel bad about it, except I don't. So there's that.
And now they flee.
We're getting some good kills here. Yes, this one routed now too. Let's go see if we can make that other one rout now, because most of their units are very low morale at this point for understandable reasons. They've suffered absolutely egregious losses. If I get close enough to this pike unit without touching it, we might be able to rout them. Yep, there we go. Nice. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get a few more free kills on my scythe chariots. I mean, don't really see any reason why not. I did lose a single chariot on this unit. I don't know if that was in the attack on the Pharaoh's bowmen or what, but oh my gosh, man, these chariots are fantastic at running down those routing units. It's just like instant death as they move through. All right, let's end the battle. I'm curious about the kills on those scythe chariots. 413 and then 335 on another one. We did pick up a chevron on one scythe chariot, so it's a nice go get. Scythe chariots are super fun units, and honestly, they would probably do us a lot better against the Romans, just because the Romans don't have any pike units. They might be a little more vulnerable. Now that said, Pila would still be very dangerous to the scythe chariot units. So it's not like it would just be like a free run, but you know, it's interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and just continue the siege here. We've got the Egyptians locked up in Memphis, and I would assume that that represented a good chunk of the remaining armed forces. Look at this, I was actually able to replenish a few units. Not all, but a few. We need to build the next barracks here as soon as possible. I can now replenish these troops though, so at least we can, you know, put together our army again. I think the only thing we can't train at this point is the militia cavalry, but that's not a huge deal. We'd been training a bunch of units at Antioch, and we will continue that. Let's take a look at Colchis here real quick. These city sieges are a real nuisance, in my opinion, but waiting them out is also kind of a nuisance. Let's see, we have available, we've got a couple of sap points, we've got a ram if we need it. I guess we could probably go ahead and assault here. Let's just continue the siege though. Let me see. Colchis has 6 turns till they surrender. That's way longer than I'm willing to wait, so I guess we're gonna have to go ahead and make the assault here. These siege battles are a little bit painfully slow for my liking, but we are gonna have to deal with them. We are gonna have to deal with them. What do you all think of the siege battles in this game? Do you like them better than, say, like newer Total Wars, like Warhammer? Do you like them less? What's good? What's bad about it? If I'm thinking about that myself as we load into this, I like the models of the cities in this old game. In terms of, like, the layout and stuff is okay. Like, especially considering the age of the game, like, it's okay. The pathfinding is just hideous. Like, hideously atrocious. I mean, it is bad. Real bad. Now, again, it's an old game, you know, so I'll give them a little bit of leeway there in that regard, but it is bad. I'm trying to think where we want to take care of business. I don't think we can move our sap points, can we? Yeah, we cannot. So the sap point is what it is, and I think I'm just going to use this one right here. That gives me a really good shot into the settlement. It has walls, but it's not a very, or sorry, it has stone walls, but it's not a particularly large settlement, which is interesting. I'm going to use this unit to do the sapping. Okay, kind of rearrange my troops a little bit. I don't think we're gonna need the ram. I'm gonna just stick it over here. And honestly, I don't even think we need that other sap point. I think this one sap point will probably be good. And I like this one because these towers don't really have a great way to attack me right here, so that's why I'm kind of staying focused here. Let's start the battle. I'm gonna just go straight into fast forward. Oh, stay up there, please. Yeah, please stay on the wall. Do me a big favor, just stand right there, smile and say cheese.
Crashing down with the favor of the gods.
I like the little tunneling mark here. Yeah, stand right there, stand still. Let's take your picture. These guys will suffer a lot of casualties if... Why are they like spears, like glitching in and out? See, it's so interesting. Is all my unit in there yet? Oh, they're still piling in here. This takes absolutely forever. You have to fill up the whole thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, come on. Yeah. No. Yeah, there we go. About half their unit died there. That's spectacular.
The mine is complete and the wall has collapsed.
Okay, so we've got our entrance. We have our entrance wound. So I'm gonna go ahead and move up some phalanx pikes. We do have cataphracts, which would be very fun to use here, and they would actually be decent against the Eastern General. Now, the Eastern General, I think, has a armor-piercing mace for a secondary as well. The problem is these heavy spearmen around are going to give us real trouble in terms of being able to fight safely with our cavalry. Same thing with the elephants. I have these specialty units, but honestly, they're kind of hard to use against phalanx factions. But, you know, sometimes I guess you just gotta get your units killed a little. Okay, we are not in skirmish mode. I'm gonna let my archers begin firing up here at the heavy spearmen, maybe wear them out a little. Not that they didn't get kind of worn out already. Morale has to be poor for these guys. Their leader gave them orders to stand on the walls, and they're like, yeah, stand on the walls. And these guys are coming back for seconds. We do need to capture the walls, though, because I need to take control of probably these two towers right here. Maybe this one as well. Oh man, these heavy spearmen are definitely taking some losses. I'm gonna go ahead and move into the city. They're not really positioned to stop me from doing so here. Really probably shouldn't be using phalanx pikemen for this type of mundane task, because they're gonna be harder to replenish, but you know, we can make it work. I'm gonna go ahead and run into this tower and make the capture on it. Alright. So our archers are kind of clearing them out. We're going to start getting shot at here in just a second as we get out in front of this tower. Our guys are going to like do a bunch of weird pathfinding here. Oh, somehow we didn't come under fire. That was quite brilliant.
Our soldiers have done well this day.
Okay,
The walls
alright.
are taken.
I'm just going to ignore those spearmen for now then, and I'm going to go ahead and start moving these pike phalanx this direction. I'm going to run over here and capture the next tower over. We haven't taken a single bit of arrow fire yet. We're not having the best of luck killing those guys up on the wall. Our archers don't really have the best angle on them here. I wonder if I back up a little, like if they'll actually fire at a bit of a higher arc and maybe land more hits on those guys. I don't know how we're not taking archer fire from those towers. I'm glad we're not. Like, I don't want to take it. Okay. Just took a loss here from something. These two units took some, maybe from the tower? I don't know, maybe friendly fire? I can't tell what it was. Okay, so we've captured a couple of the towers. The heavy spearmen are coming down from the walls. Oh gosh, now I'm getting shot by that other tower over there. Screw that. Let's get down from the walls at this point and just move away from that tower. These towers have like weird ranges, and like I can't always seem to figure out like when they're gonna decide to shoot at me and when they're not. Alright, let's go ahead and cease fire here. Alright, I really want to use my cataphracts here, despite the fact that I know they're going to take some damage. Okay, cease fire. Stop shooting. Since it's the AI, they'll probably get their pikes out just in the nick of time. Yeah, they did. But, I mean, they're not going to have a whole lot of ability to maintain a pike phalanx here, and then I have pretty solid armor with these cataphracts. Now, once you get into melee with cataphracts, you want to hit Alt and then right-click another attack order, and your guys are going to switch to that armor-piercing mace. And they just should absolutely mop the floor with units in melee because they have so much armor-piercing damage. Okay. Oh gosh, I haven't even been paying attention to my units. Thank goodness we're not getting attacked. I've been, like, totally ignorant of everything transpiring over here. That Eastern General is moving up on us. Alright, so... Stinking Eastern General. They've got javelins, so they're gonna sit here and toss javelins at me. How dare they do what's the right decision here. Alright, I'm gonna just kind of form up a nice solid wall of Sarissas here. Ah, golly, they've already killed 20 of my men. Stinking jerks. Alright, keep easing forward here. Stop throwing javelins, you buttholes. Okay, I'm gonna take these cataphracts and actually... No, I need to make sure they pathfind the correct direction. You know, you're supposed to have your pikes out, you dunces. Do I need to sit you in the corner? Get you the pointy hat? Just feeding this Eastern General kills. Alright, well, we're starting to drop that Eastern General in a big hurry. Alright, my cataphracts are moving towards the town center. If we can fix these heavy spears, there we go.
This will surely make his followers waver.
Enemy king is dead. Oh my gosh, these Eastern Generals are, I mean, absolutely obscene. Look at that. What it takes to kill these things. It hasn't even routed. They're finally routed. Holy moly. That was quite the performance there of the Eastern General. All right, well, he's back for seconds here. And he's going to be backed up against the... Oh my gosh, what just happened there? I don't know what that was. Alright, they're trying to get my cataphracts kind of backed up into a corner here. I'm gonna basically assault these guys head on. And then once we fix them with all of my phalanx units, I'm gonna slam into the back of them. Get them, boys. Yeah! Oh yeah. That was beautiful. Alright, now I've got the maces out. Look at this. It's like some kind of Plinko machine. Alright, well, those cataphracts were definitely effective in that rear charge there, and we didn't really take many casualties, so they're still going to be at near full fighting strength. That was awesome. Alright, there we go.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of great
It is
soldiers.
indeed a heroic victory. Alright, so let's take a look at the little stats here. Cataphracts finally got on the battlefield there. Oh man, Rome 1 cataphracts. They are a versatile unit. Honestly, I wish a lot of the Rome 2 cataphracts, or at least a couple of them, had the same thing. Like, it would be nice. Like, in Attila, we saw something similar in the sense that you had, like, Clibinari, except they were, like, all melee. They didn't have the lance and the mace. It would have been cool to see that dual-purpose unit again, like we had in Rome 1. Yeah, I don't know what's taking so long, but I gotta wait for the spinning thing. All right, so we took Colchis here. Cotes, whatever you call it here. So I think that's got to be the end of the Armenians, right? No? It isn't. What else the Armenians? Oh, okay, they got one more city back here. Artaxarta, or however you say that. So we got one more city to work our way through. I'm curious what they got here. They got a city barracks. That's cool. We can retrain our pikemen. They don't have any good cavalry or missile facilities here. And they're going to be sitting on an eastern kind of temple here that we need to tear down and build after our own. Let's do a Dionysius shrine here. Sweet. Alright, so the good news is I can retrain these guys. And that was something I was thinking we wouldn't actually get the opportunity to do, so that seems like a benefit. So we have captured... Well, we're nearly captured Memphis. We did capture Colchis, and then we're over here. Got these guys basically blocked in. They are 3 turns to surrender, and there's an Armenian army back here as well. I'm curious to see whether they get involved in this fight. If they know it's good for them, they won't. But it's unlikely that they know what's good for them. Now, I trained a bunch of units here to kind of hold the public order at Seleucia, but we're still kind of like bleeding public order here. It's just barely hanging on, even with a low tax rate. Sometimes what's good, whenever this happens, we can take some of these peasants. Because if I remember right, this area down here needs the population. So I can take some of these peasants and just start training them for a few turns. And like kind of bleed some of that population out of the settlement, and we can try and move it down to these other settlements. So we will take a look at that, and we can do that in other places as well. Like Antioch needs to be training troops, and it is, which is good because it's just got such a large population. It's kind of working against it. Jerusalem could use some excess population as well if we get to the point where we can spare it. Let's go ahead and take a look at my building options here, because again, we're sitting on a mountain of cash. We need to spend it. We got a counselor's chambers that we need at Tarsus, and at Hatra we're actually finally able to build nice things now. We can have nice things because we've finally put the Armenians and Parthians in their place, and we're not under siege every 5 seconds. So I appreciate being able to build nice things. We are waiting for population in Halicarnassus. Susa, we can kind of build whatever we want here. I don't think any of these are a huge need, but I'll go ahead and do the farm there. We had Petra, which is still a long ways from population growth, so we can just go ahead and queue up both of those buildings. We can't build anything at that small town, so there we go. We've got our buildings covered so that we're constantly building, which we should be. We need to be improving our navy because there's no reason not to. Got the counselor's chambers going there. Do we have a better... We can make better ships here. We can do triremes at least. So let's train a couple of triremes here. We've got archers coming out as well. So we'll just kind of keep training some troops there. And let's go ahead and end a turn. I think we're good to end a turn. I love how the Scipii came all the way to Rhodes here. So the Scipii must be on the march. That's going to be interesting. Now honestly, with scythe chariots and cataphracts at our disposal, we ought to be able to give the Romans a solid beating. The place where the Romans get dangerous. The Egyptians are offering to become our protectorate. But they want me to give them some of their settlements back, so like, absolutely not.
Until next time.
Absolutely not. But I do appreciate you coming and bending the knee and groveling a little. You know, little groveling goes a long way in my book.
Reasonably.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's right. Come on out here. Get your comeuppance. All right. So we have forced the Parthians out of the settlements. They have 3 Eastern generals here. Their king his heir, and then another general. Ooh, man, that is going to be some fun stuff there. We need to just go and basically clog up the way with levy pikemen as they're coming out of the gate. I don't remember exactly what size the city is up here. It looks like it has wooden walls, so that's good. It means they won't have any huge towers to shoot at us if we try and pile them up in the entrance. And that is what we will attempt to do here. The AI usually sallies out at just one gate right in front of you, and you can kind of bottle them up on it. So like, for instance, if I pause it here, or I guess I can't, yeah, I can pause it right there. Yeah, you can see that, at least for now, they're just coming out of this one gate. They might come out of some other gates. They occasionally will. And we got a lot of archers in this army, fantastic. I'm gonna drop these rams and make sure these archers are on defensive. But I dropped it. What do you mean? I just, oh, I have to be in at least slow motion. I got it, all right. Well, actually, hold on, because I need to start running my phalanx troops this direction, so get up there, man. Okay, we have not dropped the rams still, or have we? No, this one we haven't. Okay, I can now make sure that skirmish mode's off. And I can start wheeling up my archers. My levy pikemen are starting way too far away from the gates for my liking. So some of the enemy is going to be able to exit the gates while I run my pikemen to position, but we essentially want to come and clog up this exit. My archers are going to start unleashing a merciless volley. Okay. My pikemen are very slowly making their way into position. These guys need some more running time. Here comes the archery barrage getting started. First Eastern Spearmen are starting to drop. Oh, I'm still in slow motion. I was like, why is it so slow? Maybe because you pushed the button there. Maybe that. We really need to come and clog up these gates before the enemy cavalry starts to come out, because we don't want to give that cavalry any room to maneuver. So I'm actually going to take these 3 units. And I'm going to start pushing closer to the gate here. Is that tower firing at me? So that's annoying. Alright, get in there. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull these units up. Archers, let's close the distance. We basically want to give the enemy no room to maneuver, like none. What even happened here? Like, how did... Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna just basically blockade these guys in. Yeah, see, we're gonna just make a complete blockade on the door here. They've got some units fighting to the death back here with my archers because they kind of got oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. They did come from the other side and I totally didn't do anything about it. And now my archers are gonna pay the ultimate price. Wow. What a spectacular fail on my part. A spectacular fail. There's a lot of Eastern generals swooping in and out over here. This is a very dangerous situation for my general. I've targeted all my archers on their king, I'm attempting to just rout him with massed archer fire at this point. I'm gonna sacrifice my militia cavalry here. I definitely don't want to get tangled up with my general up against all those eastern generals over here. Okay. Archers, just keep feeding it to that enemy king. We are winning the battle.
The enemy king now shows his true colors as
It's
he
a
runs
very
from the
ugly battle at the moment, but we are winning it. I threw away a lot of militia cavalry in order to get the result that I wanted here. But, you know, we'll take it. The enemy king somehow survived that, like, just under tremendous archer fire. That armor is really good, I guess. You can afford some nice armor when you're the king. Wow, that's hilarious, man. They just totally caught me off guard earlier with that charge. I wasn't paying attention at all. I was like solely focused just right in front of myself. Okay, now I'll bring my general out over here to assist my pikemen. My militia cavalry paid the ultimate price. But, you know, as a soldier in Heir's army, paying the ultimate price is a pretty common occurrence if we're not kidding ourselves. Okay, there we go. We got the job done. So we have killed 2 of the enemy generals. So that's going to be the heir. So it's funny, the king is the last one alive here. So that should make the Parthians question, you know, exactly what happened in that charge just now. That the king somehow survives, but the heir and the other member of the family just buys the farm early. Alright, so it looks like the Eastern General unit is out front here. Where is the king? He is... Oh, right here. Here's the Parthian King on his mighty steed. You know what we should do? We should burn him. I feel like we should burn him. It's the appropriate way to send the Parthian King out. Light him up, boys. Well, we showed the hillmen how their king is going to die, and then there's a few more slingers right here that are going to be next. We have plenty of ammunition. Woo, those guys got flamed. Alright, sweet. The Parthians don't have much left. This battle was a bit of a crapshoot on my part because I let those units charge right into my flank, but, you know, we held on. Oh, wow, that's cool looking. Here it comes. All those shots fell short because they slowed down to go through the gate, so, like, I think the predictive mechanism there. I like how the king's just like, hey, listen, all of you men go out there and die to the last, and then I'll do the same. You first, though. lead from behind kind of strategy here. That's okay, though. I'm enjoying seeing some flaming Parthians. This is good revenge for all the crap they put me through at Seleucia and Hatra, and having to deal with all those horse archers. Like, I don't feel the least bit bad for any of these Parthians. They deserve this. The pink pajama men of the East are getting what they deserve. Alright, here comes the king. Will he die on a sarissa, or will he die with a flaming arrow? It looks like we don't know yet. My archers are still mutilating one of those routing. You know, okay, you want to throw a few javelins, do you? King's feeling spicy. Burn him. Burn him down. Burn him. Oh, come on now. Is this the second time he's gonna get away from us? There we go. Alright, the enemy king is dead. Awesome. Well, I think that that feels pretty good. Feels real nice, in fact, to see these men lying dead. Apparently, I've got I hit continue battle. I wonder if I can still end the battle or not. Can we exit that? You've already won this battle, usually. Okay, yes. All right, so heroic victory. I don't actually want to have to go in the gates and finish off those last few guys, but I really wanted to burn the Parthian King. I feel like that was utterly, like, necessary. It was a necessary revenge. Alright, there is, like, no population here, probably because this is where they've been recruiting all their Eastern Spearmen from. What a joke. Yeah, there's, like, hardly any population here at all. I'm just gonna occupy it as is for now. And we're going to end our turn. So Parthia must be feeling the desperation. The question is whether they still own that settlement way up in the north. And if they don't, that might explain some of that desperation. And then, look, speaking of desperation, Armenia here wants that settlement over there. And I don't blame them. They need it. They need it bad. Okay, so let's get this turn finished. And see what we come up with here on the next one. Rebels gonna be rebels. Money is extraordinarily plentiful at the moment, which is great. That's exactly the way I like my money. Like, extremely plentiful. There is nothing we can build here. This town is tiny. And color me shocked. Like I said, the Parthians were clearly using it to just train Eastern Spearmen the whole time. I'm going to train a few units out of it. I cannot use it to retrain my troops, which is a bit annoying. But what we could do is send some reinforcements up from further south here. Hatra may have the public order to spare the troops. They do. So I will train the troops from Hatra because Seleucia is struggling with the public order issues. So I'm going to send some troops up this direction. It's taken multiple turns to get there, but we can use them to start replenishing. And then I'm going to take this peasant unit and start marching it down here, and then we can disband them once they get into the right territory down there. But we're going to kind of burn some peasants out of this settlement, see if we can get things set up. Okay, so we're still training archers here. We were kind of putting together another army at our capital. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Pergamum was relatively newly under our control. I think what we're going to want to do is train some militia to hold the settlement, and then kind of move on from Pergamum so that we can go and, like, take Nicomedia. I need to get rid of the Pontic faction, and I'd love to take Rhodes unless the Romans are going to successfully do it. I can't tell. They may. What kind of troops do they bring in, by the way? Hastati, Velite gladiators, that's funny. Principe, and then another Hastati. Okay, so I don't see post-Marian troops here. Egypt and Scythia forming an alliance? Really? That's a strange alliance indeed. Egypt is in some hard times, folks. Hard times indeed. Okay, well, like I said, I'm kind of liking the position. Right? Let's use these ships, and we haven't done any ship battles here. We lost. Like, outnumbered and lost. If I remember right, that's a pretty common occurrence against the pirate fleets. Getting the crap kicked out of yourself when you think you should win. They had just light oh, theirs were like chevroned up big. Okay, yeah, so they had like triple or double gold chevrons here, so that's why we lost. That's funny. I mean, I say it's funny. It's actually kind of annoying, but whatever. It is what it is. Let's keep training up troops here. We're gonna need lots of troops, and we have the money for it, so it's kind of a why not situation. And we're gonna go back into our building browser, head over here to Sardis, and figure out what to build next. Probably an awesome temple. I mean, when we get these large cities, you gotta really deck them out with all of the fixings in terms of, like, public order, or else you're gonna have a real struggle to hold on to them. In fact, I'm gonna queue up a few buildings there, just because we can. And then Sidon is a minor city. How close is it to growth? It's getting pretty close to growth. This might be a good opportunity to, like, upgrade the stables there. Jerusalem is still a ways off, but growing nicely at this point. Same thing with Halicarnassus. minor city here. We do want to repair the walls. We want to put in a larger temple. Also want to put in sewers. And we'll want to put in our shrine to Dionysius there. Okay, perfect. So we are working on getting these towns whipped into shape. And we're building up some... I want to be training some militia here to hold the city as well. Yeah, I'm gonna just build some militia hoplites, or train some militia hoplites, not build them, but we will train them. This army probably doesn't have to garrison here anymore. It's not a huge army, but it's big enough to be pretty useful. I think if we just start training some troops in here to hold this settlement as well, and then come down here. Wanted some archers, but we don't have any. It's unfortunate. Let's start training some troops here as well. Again, we're sitting on a lot of money, so I know I'm training a lot of troops. It's gonna start adding up in terms of upkeep, but it'll be all right. Like, we're not gonna hurt. Anyway, I think that's probably all the time I'm gonna have for this episode. My diplomat has been on like a 2 or 3 episode march to go over and like make contact with the Romans. We're gonna see how that goes when we get there. We may end up desiring that we hadn't made contact with him. What's Armenia up to?
Let us end the bloodshed.
You wish.
Until
You
next
wish. What do they say about history? It's written by the victor. So, nice try, Armenia. Nice try. Yeah, we all know how this story is going to end. We have a candidate for adoption. Let's go ahead and adoption. Is a good defender, publicly loyal, command talent. So a new son is adopted. Where was that at? Okay, sweet. At Seleucia. That's fantastic. We needed a commander there anyway. So the family tree continues to expand. Speaking of, I think we can go look at the old family tree, right? Agent hub. Yeah, finance and family tree. So that was our faction leader. Died peacefully. Died tragically in 251 BC. Well, that is tragic indeed. That's cool. So we got the whole family tree here, man. We got quite a sizable family here. I like it. We have a level 9 commander here, too. Their faction heir. That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Let's see. Faction leader's no slouch here either. He's the one that's got Memphis under siege, which it says it's another 6 turns from surrender. We should be training troops here as well, just to hold this settlement so that I can move on with these armies. Just kind of get our basic militia hoplite holding force in there. We've got governors off in many of these settlements, which is good news. Elmira. Yeah, everybody's building. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So we have a few things to do. I've got these reinforcements heading out here. We'll use those to kind of fill up some of the units in this army. We can probably pick up some mercenaries out here as well, again, because we're just absolutely flush with cash at the moment. So we'll pick up some mercenaries. We'll kill the Armenians and take over Media. And then we need to also get over here and take this last city here for Armenia. I should have enough garrison to kind of pull out of here soon. And then we've got an army that we can pull out of Sinope soon and march towards Nicomedia, and then hopefully we can get a hold of that. I may go ahead and declare war on Thrace eventually too. Start moving across, taking Byzantium. I mean, we have no reason not to. We also need to take our army from Antioch and get a hold of the Egyptians at Salamis, because we do need to exterminate the Egyptians for campaign victory here. But I mean, in all reality, we are pretty much on one. But I will see you all next time. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you soon.